And now we dump, right? It's Thursday, we dump. The mic is in my mouth. We'll be alive in a second here. Just gotta tweet it out. I guess technically I don't need to tweet it because Twitter automates that. We will fix this. We will fix this display capture. There it is. There we go. What's up, ladies and germs? How's it going in the chat? A little bit of a diamond top. You know what's funny is you post anything bullish or bearish at any point, and people like just go off on you online. That's par for the course, whatever. But it's funny when people misunderstand trading versus investing, and like what technical analysis is and the purpose. And yeah, like if we have a little bit of a double or a diamond top up here, then I'm gonna say so. So yeah, I mean it tried to break down. Yields tried to go to infinity. That was a problem. And we survived the bear market of May 15th. And it's Thursday and I'm streaming, so it's probably means the high is in for the day, right? If I could spoon feed you some more wins. That's why we're here, right? What do you guys got for me? A lot of you guys, you were calling out stuff like Toshi. That wasn't on my radar. That thing did very well. I did not take that trade, but it did very, very well with the exact same cloud chart pattern stuff that I like. Um, if you got anything you want me to look at, let me know. Bullish or bearish. I will try not to publicly humiliate you. For BTC, we don't need to do anything up or down, not just today, but any particular time. The issue here with the continuation beyond what we've already seen is we start to put in bearish divergences. The oscillators get very, very overbought. As an investor and a trader, collectively, it's my preference that we just don't try to go infinity in a day. That's just me. I know some people want plus 50% gain, God candle, blah, blah, blah. That's not sustainable. That's not what this is about. So to see this and expect continuation, I think is a little bit rough. Doesn't mean it can't. I'm not saying this is a short. I don't think it's a short. It's just, what is your expectations here? My expectations for the year is 150 minimum. My expectations this month, probably consolidation, probably nothing. Probably just sit here. That's my expectation. The other possibility that we clearly have is this TKC clamp that's growing, which may be hard to see. So I'll just highlight that here if I can find the horizontal ray Z. So we do have this. Anytime we see this, this is just another way of visualizing overbought RSI, for example. It's just saying we've gone up very fast for this time frame and then flattened out. Doesn't mean we have to reverse, doesn't mean we can't keep going, doesn't mean we won't consolidate. My issue is this is a bit of a yellow light for me here. It does look like it will need to pause for a little bit. We can even pull up. Let me find it on TradingView. There is an indicator, if I can remember where I put it. I think it's over here. Let's pull it up. Let's hide my super secret cloud settings. This is the AI cloud. I don't think I've ever talked about it on stream, but I talked to a guy who did back testing on indicators with AI, and it came up with some crazy cloud numbers that have done very well. Not 2061, 2030, but something else. They've killed it. They've killed it. I talked to the guy like mid last year. It caught the breakout. It caught this. It caught the breakout again in April 21st. Anyway, price versus Kijun is what I'm looking for. So this is off of 2061, 2030. If we turn, I got too much stuff on here. Sorry, let me close some of this. Boop, 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 boop. Way too much stuff. It's like 15, 37, 40, 18. I'm still observing it. It could be complete garbage. I don't know. I like to watch this stuff for a couple of years play out, but so far on the daily, it's done really well. It was only tested on the daily, and it was only tested on BTC, so I would not use this on any other time frame or asset if you do want to play around with that. But anyway, 2061, 2030. So we're not as overbought as we were at the top in December. Definitely not as overbought as we were in March. About as overbought as we were in 2023 before we pulled back a little bit. I'm just looking at this indicator down here. So it's on the higher side certainly of expectations. What I almost expect is what I drew out on one of the videos where I was talking about a rising wedge. You know, it's like the Fartcoin chart. Let's pull that up. This thing to me just looks like a rising wedge. Doesn't need to break down, but I don't need to trade it either. So I could care less what happens here. It's just, this does not look like something I want to touch. Now you can draw this however you want. You can curve fit it, whatever. It just looks like a rising wedge to me. So my expectation is not continuation, as some people might suggest. It is breakdown. So when I see this on anything, I just say, okay, yellow light. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. AVAX BTC, full Pepe trade. Yeah, the tough part about these is like, you're either, now I don't run a signal service or anything like that, obviously, but you're either blindly following these trades, like if it's the first time you see them, right? And maybe you do it correctly, maybe you don't, but seeing these occur over multiple years, you realize they're super rare. They happen like once a year, realistically. And if it's not this version of a breakout, it's just a vanilla cloud breakout, and that is once a quarter. You had a cloud breakout Q4 2024, and then you had a breakdown in Q1 2025. That was the trade of the quarter for both quarters. And then you didn't get another trade on this until, at least the one that I would care about, until Q2 2025. So to me, you get one good trade a quarter. You really don't want to mess that up. Best seen on the daily. So ideally, you're getting these reps in with trades like this, with setups like this, and you're just looking for one trade a quarter. I don't trade very often. If, I trade once a quarter. I hold stuff for like 2 months at a time. So you don't need to go hog wild with all these crazy metrics and entries and exits. You can just wait for your pitch and take the trade. Size it appropriately. Know what you're getting yourself into from a risk reward perspective. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But from here on out, just like BTC, everything to me needs time. I'll talk about trailing stop losses for BTC in a second, but to me, there's two types of charts right now. Well, I guess there's three. The first one is BTC, where it's way above the cloud. Okay, we can use trailing stop losses for that, or we can look for divergences and chart patterns. For anything that looks like Pepe, I don't care if it keeps going. I talked about this a bunch of times this week already. The trade is here. It's from this level to that level. That's it. That's all I care about. Whatever happens after this, awesome. But I don't want to touch this chart. Probably not until Q3, honestly. Like, it could take that long where the best move of the quarter has happened. And now we just set ourselves up for Q3, Q4. Some people will go nuts hearing that, and they will continue to look for trades either on a specific asset or they will overtrade a bunch of stuff. The best thing you can probably do here is just look for another trade that is similar to the trade you just took, right? Look for a similar setup. You can also use, I don't think Williams Fractals are actually in here yet. I always lobby for, no, it's not. I always lobby for the indicators that I want to get included. But if we go, let's go back here. If we go to Pepe, just as an example, again, it's never about the ticker. It's always about the technicals. So you could apply this to anything. Let's say you didn't want to close here. What you could do is go to the daily time frame, turn on Williams Fractals. The last Williams Fractal print on the daily was all the way down here at the right shoulder, or whatever this was, the throwback. So you go to the 12 hour. Okay, 12 hour, you get a level. Here's your level. It is whatever that level is, you know. That's the trailing stop loss level right now. And that's the same for everything right now that looks like this, everything. And we can look at MSTR. I closed my MSTR position today, 2-month hold time, almost to the day. I closed it at 406. If we go to the daily Williams Fractals, stop loss is at 402. I get this question a lot. Is it on the wick? Is it on the fractal? It's not the fractal level. It's the level of the candle. So the wick of the candle is 402. You can wait for the close. This is like nitty gritty practical stuff here. You can wait for the close of the candle, but the stop loss is at 402. So here's your stop loss right there. That's your trailing stop loss. We all know the cloud looks bullish if you're trading MSTR. We all know the pitchfork, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just concerned that this has gone straight up. That's it. That's all I really care about here. So I could get out here and miss it, but if you do that, your re-entry is going to be up here. There's already a fractal waiting for you. And if another fractal prints that's lower, then that's the entry. So there's always, the fractals are always helping you with exits and entries. We just so happened, if you were taking this trade, we just so happened to get this edge to edge and then a bonus, like extra 5% or whatever it is. At this point, it's like, you know, yes, over a long period of time, this could keep going depending on your time horizon, but right here, right now, to me, this looks like a great 2-month trade. It was a 25% move or something. So it's either, and we can go to BTC as well. BTC's level, I tweeted this out today, 100.7 is the level. That's the trailing stop loss. We didn't get super close to that. I don't really have a lot of BTC other than MSTR. I guess I do have some ETF stuff. But anyway, this is, if I was just trading BTC, this is how I would treat it. Say there's the level, and you can make a decision. You can either do nothing or use it as a trailing stop loss, use it as a partial trailing stop loss. Whatever you want to do, you can ignore it. It doesn't really matter. But from a trailing stop loss perspective, we're back to just vanilla. What do we do here? Usually, this is what we do. That's it. Okay, that's the trailing stop loss. It was the same back here. You know, back test this stuff. This is Williams Fractals pre and post election. You did not get a trigger on this until did you get one there? No. So you did get a TK cross here, and then you got a trigger. When do you actually get the TK cross? I don't think, or the Williams Fractal. Am I crazy? I don't think you actually got a bear fractal or a breach of the bull fractal, but I don't think you did. Pretty wild. I guess you didn't, but you did get a bearish TK cross. So usually you'll get one or the other. On the daily, you didn't get anything. On the 12-hour, I think you certainly did. You got something down here, which was false. You get something right here at like 98. Anyway, point is, use a high time frame, find your fractal, great trailing stop loss level. Choose to do nothing or not, that's up to you. But currently it's at 100.7. These typically do not fake you out on the daily time frame. So between the trailing stop loss, the TKC clamp stuff that's starting to form here, just be careful. That's all. That's just my analyst hat. It's telling me, be careful. ETH, same story. It's Pepe, right? This is just vanilla edge to edge. If you took it, or if you were trading whatever, I didn't take this. I traded other stuff, but levels here, I don't see anything that there's necessarily to do. Any lower low is probably a good trailing stop loss. Just because your downside risk is just like the mean reversion 50% higher, the downside risk is 50% lower. So the breakout 2270, 50% retracement, which some people are going to say, who cares, right? Okay, fine. I don't care. I'm just letting you know. But that's ETH, which is Pepe. So, you know, once you have like this template of this is how I treat this chart, BTC, this is how I treat ETH. Okay, now mentally, what is XRP doing? Nothing really, hasn't broke out yet. So this one, I just want the cloud to turn bullish. Okay, next chart, right? This is literally what I do every day when I'm looking at this stuff. Sol is in the middle of the cloud. I still like it. I like Sol BTC the most. This is, to me, is one of the best looking charts that hasn't moved yet. I like that it's back at the neckline. I could care less what happens down here squirrely wise, like if it goes down to 0.015 or whatever, 0.015. I don't really care. I just like that level up here, 0.020. You really don't want it at like 0.0145 is no bueno. But the setup still looks good to me. Hasn't played out yet. And ENA, the same thing. And it's always funny. It's funny what people talk about and what people ask me about. You know, I'll give them like 20 setups, 20 trades that I take or are taking. And it's like the shit coins are the ones people like Pepe. People love to ask me about that. Mog. This is another one. Right here, right now, I don't necessarily have a stop loss on any of this. It's in the cloud. Now, you don't want it going below, what is this level? Whatever this level is. You don't really want it going below that level. Now, I don't really care. I'm not on leverage. I'm not deep in the paint here, okay? I am adding to this trade. So to me, it's a fine setup still. I think it still could play out. I'm not really worried about it. So I think it looks fine. If you got to remember, this is the gold standard. This took 21 days to play out. 21 days. The MSTR trade was 2 months. Okay, that's 60 whatever, non-business days. So there's your range, 20 to 60 days. I would just give it some time. I'm not really worried about it personally, but if you are, that probably means you're sized too big. Too big. You're not feeling good about it. You either haven't taken many trades or you just sized way too big, or you're on leverage, or you're doing something you probably shouldn't be doing. That's my guess. Again, I don't know if this is going to work out. I just like the setup. That's all. It's very possible this thing crumbles and falls to zero. I don't know. I still like it. All right, let me just run down the list. Sorry. Ripple we talked about. Sol we talked about. SWI. Same deal here. Trailing stop loss. This thing went pretty deep. Retraced quite a bunch already. As a trade, as a near-term trade, which is what most people are watching this for, I don't like this here. I think this needs more time. As an investment, as like a 3, 6, 12-month trade idea, it's fine. It's above the cloud. It is what it is. I think if you're trying to time this better, you're probably better off just waiting. I don't know if you're going to get better levels, but you're probably just better off waiting. It's very possible that the cloud, the signals I care about, are going to flip positive at roughly this level. It's possible. I just think it needs more time. That's all. And again, you can see this TKC clamp here. It's massive, right? So I just don't care about it today. I'd rather trade stuff like this that hasn't quite broken out yet. Also, SWI is like top 6 now in the market cap, something like that. I could be way off. It's like, I guess it's what, 15? If you take out straight stables and RAF tokens, it's pretty high up there on the list. Cardano, to me, is just a massive avoid permanently, but like Ripple, I would just wait for the cloud signals. If you had a gun to my head and said you have to take a trade, where's your trade? What's your setup? I would just wait for the cloud. That's it. So just like Ripple. Link is kind of like Sol on the USD side. It's got some room. The pair looks okay, but this is another one. This is top 10 by market cap. Is this, like, call me crazy, but is this moving like a top 10 market cap coin? It's just, I was shocked when I saw that today. It's like, wow. Like, yeah, we get it. There's RWA and DeFi, and I'm right there with you from a structural fundamental perspective, but it just doesn't seem to like to hold on to its levels for some reason. But the chart is the chart, and it still looks okay. Still looks okay. I think you're going to get, like, let's say this limps along to 19 or something. I think you're going to get an excellent setup in Q4. People are going to hate me for that, but that's the truth. LTC kind of just like wishy-washy. It hit its levels. I don't have anything to say here. It just needs time. Tau above the cloud, trailing stop losses, hold it. You know, nothing says this stuff has to pull back. I think it'll be fine for the year, but I don't like it today, personally. Monero's ripping. Couldn't tell you why. The initial rip was 100% hacked funds trying to cash out. I don't know what this continuation is about, but, you know, is it a trade today? I don't know. I just think it doesn't, most of the time it doesn't move with the market. So if you want to trade that, you can. The cloud has been correct on this. You got your breakout way back here. It took 65 million weeks to go, but here we are. I don't know. It looks okay. I don't have any strong feelings about it. Ondo, same deal as Link. It just kind of limping along here. Nothing really to say. Curve fully out of my curve this week at 77 to 80, somewhere in there. Great trade, great setup, played out. Give it some time. Now, if you miss these trades, then you gotta wait for your pitch. I wouldn't try to force anything here. If you're buying this stuff now, I would give it at least till the end of the year to play out. Just because I think it's going to take that long for some of this stuff. We just had these insane moves. AVAX similar to Sol. Kind of middle of the cloud, you know, looks okay. Looks okay. I don't hate it. Someone was asking about AVAX BTC. They don't have that on here, but I'll check it. You know, it looks okay. I don't have like strong feelings about it. The other issue with alts right now is if BTC pulls back, I don't know, 5%. What does that mean? Is AVAX going to just stay here? No, it's probably going to pull back 7 to 10%, right? So I'd keep that in mind. But I don't hate it. I like this better than Curve or Pepe or things that have already played out just in the moment today. Aave pretty close to its target there. Not a today trade for me. Tron like Tron like Monero just sort of does its own thing. The chart looks excellent. You can't deny that. The chart looks excellent. Would I want to trade this? I don't know, but it looks really good. It looks really good. CAS has broken out. The issue, if we pull up, this is my issue with CAS. If we pull up the chart from infinity ago, it's already up just last year, like over the past 2 years, whatever percentage this is. What percentage is this? It's still up 71,000%. So either this thing cures cancer. This thing is the best thing no one's talking about that's ever existed. Or it probably has muted upside. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here, but maybe I'm way off base. That's why yes, it's a bullish breakout. Maybe the cloud's right and I'm just crazy. It's like Rigetti. People, I was looking at this because one of my friends was talking about it. This thing is still up 1,000% from last Q4 last year. It's up 1,000%. Now it looks excellent today in a vacuum. Like this is a great setup, great entry. I can't do it. It's not for me. I just can't do it. All right, back to alts. I think most of the other charts just look the same. I don't think there's anything that looks uniquely different. I know a lot of people are trading TIA for some god-awful reason. I don't know why. Just garbage. Garbage. Look, like I said before, if you consolidate for, what was this, June? Come on, Kraken. Pro desktop. Wrong button, my bad, skill issue. If you consolidate from June to November and then just give it all back a month later, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. I wouldn't want to touch this until it's fully bullish on the cloud. What else we got? Near, Atom, no. Algo still looks okay. Nothing crazy. Apt looks okay. Ray has a decent upside. I guess something else to think about is if you're bullish Sol over ETH, maybe you like Sol ecosystem here. If you're still bullish ETH, maybe you like ETH over Sol. I don't know. Rune, somebody was asking about. I said this like 2 weeks ago that this chart looked really good. I didn't take the trade on this, but yeah, it looks like it still has room to go. for sure. All right, let me catch up with chat. AVAX BTC. Let's pull it up. I mean, I don't hate it, right? It's in the cloud. You don't have a bullish cross yet, but it's clearly trying to bottom. I think your stop loss has to be all the way down here. You just have to let it do its thing. Now, you don't want it, you really don't want it going much lower than that, ideally. But if this breaks a triple bottom, a multi-month triple bottom, then I think you gotta move your feet, as they say. VeChain? Who's trading this stuff? Who is trading this stuff, chat? Yeah, it looks okay. Looks okay. You know, we can map all this stuff out. We can say, okay, there's the head and shoulders, there's the level, here's the cloud. That's the target you'd want. If BTC pulls back, it's going to drag everything with it. But sure, it's a setup. Sure. I think you'd like MOS. Is that a... It's not a cannabis company, is it? If we're talking about legacy. Yeah? See, this is what you want like AVAX BTC to look like. I don't know, not that it matters, but I'll have to do some mild research on this. I just don't know what it is. Good chart though. Good chart, good breakout. It reminds me of my current favorite. This is my current favorite, Rivian. Love it. Has nothing to do with the car, has nothing to do with the sector, has nothing to do with anything other than the chart. I just like the chart. I've liked it for a long time. So it looks good. Piss off the generational bottom toe people with my Fartcoin take. This is, what is this, a 4x, a 5x from lows? Like, how much more do you want? It's a 5x from lows in 2 months. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's good enough. It's good enough for me. It's good enough for me. Pepe hit a Williams fractal early? Where did it hit the Williams fractal? Yeah, there's a lot of low time frame. There's a lot of low time frame, like head and shoulders-y type things trying to play out here. One that I randomly looked at today was AVAX over Sol. Do you tell me what that looks like? What does that look like down there to you? Hint, it's not bullish. It's not bullish. To me, this looks like a head and shoulders at the bottom, head and shoulders at the bottom. Theta. Sorry, theta. Yeah, this kind of looks like WGMI, so I'll agree with you. Maybe a laggard trade to think about. WGMI is the next thing I'm eyeing here because this is miners. It's a basket ETF. You can pick your favorite miner or whatever. A lot of the miners look like this, where they have this inverted head and shoulders thing happening. I would love to see this dig a little deeper. I don't know if I'll get it. I don't know if I'll get it, but I'd love to see it dig a little deeper, because you can pull up like, I don't know, Wolf, IREN, same deal, same concept. Similar to Pepe, you can just like buy it and nibble and add, or you can wait. I don't know. I just feel like if If I'm bearish BTC, it doesn't make sense. Bearish on low time frames, it doesn't really make sense for me to play in the minors right now. All right, now you got me curious about this fractal. Oh, I see. We're playing it down here. Is that what you're saying? I think what I was doing was watching this and just saying to myself, like, it hasn't really broken out yet, so I just held on to it. But I can see that. I can see that on the fractal. Missed leveraging some of these rare stuff. Yeah, if my stupid wallet hadn't been drained on chain, would have been some great leverage trades for sure. Thoughts on Altcoin? Yeah, we talked about that already. Not for me. ETH ecosystem stuff. Yeah, there could be like Lido. What does that look like? Yeah, it's just like, you know, if like Pepe's the gold standard, like what does this look like relative to that before that broke out? Like it looks okay. OP, same thing, right? It's like, you know, it's the concept is there. I don't hate this stuff. I really don't. It's just I'm not as confident that it plays out. Another one was Maker BTC high time frame. I love that this thing pulled back a lot. I love that it consolidated for months. This to me is a 3 to 6 month play. If this plays out, I don't know. I'm willing to just eat it and just sit in it because to me it looks really good. Stop loss would be, I don't know, whatever the new low that is. But I like how this looks. I like that it's also ETH ecosystem. If ETH continues to run, I like the pattern. I like the cloud. So I like all that stuff. Why not TK cross on 4-hour exit? I guess you mean BTC? You could do that. It's sort of like, it's all the same idea. It just depends on what you like to do, you know? Some people like going down time frames and looking for that. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's another way to do it versus using daily Williams fractals or 12-hour Williams fractals. I hear a lot from people like, okay, cloud gives me great entries, but I don't know how to exit with the cloud. That's where the fractals on the daily come in. That's where the edge-to-edge trades came in. It literally gives you entry and exit. It's on the chart. You can't mess that up, right? You can't mess that up. That's where that came from. But yeah, you can totally go to 4-hour and look at that. Yeah, MOG, I exited a couple days ago at this point. Even though there's more of a cloud to go here, for me, I was just like, okay, this thing is like, what, page 4? I don't even know the market cap of MOG, but it was good enough for me. And at some point, if you've got 25 line items on your list of shitcoinery that you're trading and you're happy with some of them, to me, it's just like, okay, time to reduce a little bit on the book, just broadly. Doge is another one I thought about closing. It still looks fine. Maybe even like a low time frame falling wedge or something. No, that's actually, it's like head and shoulders. Again, like that. This does not look bullish to me. I'm not going to close the position, but it doesn't look bullish near term. It's just, it's in this weird spot where it didn't quite go to where you'd want it to be convinced enough that you've gotten everything out of it. And at the same time, it does not look bullish here. So what do? I don't know. You know, across your total book, would I want my entire book to look like this? No. But if it's one of 5, then I'm willing to eat it. Just say, okay, whatever. Great setup on Giga, says the super chat. Thanks, Chris. I think we looked, somebody was asking me about this. Yeah, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. He's saying ascending triangle. I'm not going to disagree. Now, am I going to take the trade? Probably not. Should I take the trade? Maybe. Again, it's like, I feel like I've gotten what I needed to get out of the market. I feel like things are going to pull back a little bit. It looks like a fine setup, fine trade. What I'll do is I'll set an alert down here for it. But yeah, I don't hate it. You took the Tesla trade 18%. Good stuff. Good stuff. Matic. I think, did we talk about Matic? How is it already 2:43? Have I really been just monologuing for 40 minutes? Matic looks okay. Clearly it underperformed the market, right? But at the same time, it also has this in it. So you got to be patient on that one. Every time I do that, it gets rid of my stupid thing here. Come on, mark down. Confirm. Boom. Okay. You just got to be patient. If you still like it. I'm not going to disagree that it doesn't look good, because it does. AR? I don't know what that one is. Prime. Yeah, same deal. A laggard, clearly. I would... probably nibble this. Let me just, I gotta remind myself. Is this a base token? Part of the issue is with the laggards, if they haven't moved already, how long is it going to take them to move, right? That's the issue. So you either got to be super patient, or you got to have a decent stop loss to just cut it and say, all right, enough's enough. But somewhere down here is where I would say enough's enough, sub 340. But I think you got to be willing to let it, you know, it hasn't technically triggered yet. You don't have a bullish TK cross there, but yeah, it looks good. Good chart. Good chart. We talked about Doge. People trading meme coins would ask. Theta we looked at. ENA not available on Kraken in the 51st state. You hate to see it. What size? What's the question? How to size? What size do you not care about? Huh? What size do I not care being 20%? I mean, it really depends on how you're trading your setups. You know, I would have an ultra long-term bucket where you're trading literally every 4 years. Like if you like Sol, ETH, whatever it is you like, every 4 years. That's one bucket. Another bucket is actively traded. I'd split that in half. Half the bucket is pure shitcoinery. Do what you want with it. The other half, actively traded, whatever. Like higher quality. I don't know. So, and then I would just size it accordingly. So am I willing to like eat a drawdown in the shitcoin bucket? Certainly. Certainly. Because I know that the volatility there is going to be insane. And if I've already taken profit on like Pepe, I'm willing to sit in Doge for a little bit. But again, that's like highly personal depending on how you're trading. Haven't taken many trades or size too big or on leverage. Cores, that's in the mining bucket. So it kind of looks like the miners look like okay. It's not trending bullish. So my question would be like, what's your upside here? Is it 12 over the next month, or is it all-time highs in the next month? I think 12 in the next month is reasonable. I think all-time highs is going to take Q4. If we see it, if we see the insanity in Q4, miners are going to go, alts are going to outperform BTC, and that's going to be the end of the cycle. So would I want to trade this here? I don't know. You're little on these edge-to-edge charts. That's why I like WGMI a little bit more. I'd rather see it like sub 9. So if it gets to sub 9, I like it a lot more than at 11. Ray. Yeah, Jeff does look similar to Lido. I gotta fix myself. I'm sitting like a shrimp. Ray. If you're already in it, I think it's fine, but I don't like a new entry here today. This feels a little late. That's an ugly candle yesterday. That's a shooting star inverted dragonfly yesterday. Say, that's the wrong cloud. Let's take a look at the right one. Yeah. The other thing is like if these edge-to-edge trades didn't play out like most of the market, then at this point you're probably just waiting, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The level on all these charts, again, it's not about the asset at all. It's about the technicals. When I'm talking like this, you don't want price revisiting, in this case sub 20. Now I can chop around here and it'll take its sweet time, but this is what you're waiting for, obviously, because you didn't get the edge to edge. So Doge we looked at, yeah, zero. I had like a little starter position in this. I closed it just because it didn't go anywhere. And it if the market pulls back, then this thing's gonna probably break down. Yeah, Chuck Norris is asking basically the same question. If ETH has hit its targets, if ETH has hit its levels, why would ENA keep running? You know, so ideally, what you want is everything not pulling back significantly, but you want some of the beta stuff to run more after this survives. That's the goal. Or this just continues to consolidate and that lets the beta run. That's sort of like the BTC case here. The BTC case is alts will continue to do alt things as long as BTC doesn't break down. Possible. We checked Rune and VeChain. Rigetti spaghetti, yeah. What was Uni? Yeah, Uni is kind of always traded like junk. It's like Link, like despite the fundamentals of Uni, whatever that means, it just hasn't ever traded well. It just really hasn't. So I don't know. I got nothing for you. You would think if this was a decent setup, it would have already done its thing, and it still may. 10 would be the level. I would have zero confidence in this. Zero. So for me, I just don't like it. Do we have a video on how to trade the cloud? I do. If you go to my YouTube and just search cloud, there'll be at least 5 videos on that. Doge BTC. Yeah, this is like a similar vibe to the uni chart. I think Sol and Doge are still gonna run because Doge always does stupid stuff. You know, it reminds me of a lot of Ripple where it'll consolidate or just sell off continuously for months, and then just magically 1 week, 2 weeks, it'll move up a bunch, and that's it. That's the trade. If you missed it, you missed it. The TA doesn't look amazing here, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Looks okay. That's all I got. I'm holding some, but I don't feel great about it. There's a legacy list. We'll get back to that. Yeah, Rivian Slice. I really like Rivian. I just keep adding to it. Just keep adding to it. Still holding Doge. I talked about. Cannabis ETF is what? Which one? MOS? I don't. That's MSOS, right? MS. This one was a crowd favorite. Where was that? Back here, I think. This is like, honestly, it's the TIA chart. That's what this is. Because I remember talking about this in 23 when this broke out. I think it was 23. Yeah, it was like somewhere over here. And look at this thing, just straight down. The difference to me between this and Rivian is Rivian at least is trying to break up. I would not touch this thing. I just wouldn't. Looks god awful. Wait until it's above the cloud again. That would be my my way to trade that. Yeah, cloud settings 20, 60, 120, 30. That's for crypto. Yeah, I looked at ENA. I just think you got to give it time. You got to give it 30, 60 days. That might sound insane, but if I'm looking at the daily and it hasn't really gone anywhere yet, me personally, I don't care what it looks like on the 4-hour. I know it's bearish. The Doge is the same way. Doge doesn't look great on the 4-hour either. So to me, I don't really care. It's not a massive position. I'm not on leverage. I can let it do its thing. But if you're trading this on 10x leverage or whatever, then yeah, I would be a little nervous. Yeah, UNH. That is a dragonfly today. Oh man, what a chart. What a crazy chart. I can't buy blood. I know some people do that well, but I can't. I missed a bunch of names. Thanks for hanging out on stream. Let's crank out some more of these chartes. Beaten down. Sorry. Where was that list? Here it is. All right, legacy list. NBIS. Trying to double you out. Don't hate it. I don't know what that is. Not that it matters, but I don't hate it. Big W energy there. COHR. Okay. I would wait. For me personally, I would wait for the bullish cloud setup there. Yeah, I'm just going to skip the line and go to Palantir real quick because to me, it looks like the market, as again, this is a trader, I would rather see a cup and handle. Maybe we already got the cup and handle. I don't know. But I just can't buy Palantir up here. The same thing with the SPY. Up here, it's just like BTC. Is your expectation that we're able to breach all-time highs without any pullbacks? That's not my expectation. It would make more sense to me to get some sort of right shoulder action. I don't know how long that would take, but this is a wild bounce for the SPY, right? It's up What am I doing? Why isn't this working? No, that's not what I want. Hold on. We can't let TradingView win. Okay. Shift click. Why isn't this working? Shift click. Okay. 20, we'll call it 20%. 20% from the bottom on the SPY. Wild. Wild. Doesn't mean it can't keep going. Just quite the move. COHR, okay, we just pulled that one up. Art Rocket Lab. Yeah. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. It's in this weird, like, not fully bullish cloud. Signals have flipped back and forth. I don't hate it. XLU is another one. Utilities. I don't hate it. Looks good. Looks good. That's also defensive. DXYZ? The hell is this? Destiny Tech. Yeah, and it's like the Rigetti chart, right? There's a lot of Adam and Eve type stuff going on right now. A lot of that. Don't hate it. APP. App 11. Same thing. Bullish TK recross. Price above cloud. You don't have a cloud yet, so it's in this weird, like, awkward bouncing too early state. It's kind of like the Caspa chart and Palantir. I just don't know if I can buy something that looks like this, right? 5,000% in 2 years. I just don't know if that's for me. I don't know. TTD. Trade Desk. That was quite the chart. I remember talking. We looked at this the other day, didn't we? It just sucks because it's late, right? Like, you got this move, and now what do? I mean, it looks fine if you're in it, but I don't like entries here. It just feels, it's like too loose, right? You didn't get the entry at 55 or something, 57 even. You didn't even get a right shoulder there. But it looks okay. BE. Little triple bottom W action. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Cloud doesn't like it yet, but I don't hate it. LEU. We were looking at this a long time ago, I guess. Kind of like Head and Shoulders vibes up here. But it's trying. It's trying. It's like the hood chart where it's just like the Palantir chart. It had its move, broke way down, and is back at all-time highs. Like, okay, that's why I would love to see a cup and handle here. And you could argue for BTC, same deal. You could say, you know what? Just give me a vanilla cup and handle. Doesn't even need to be a deep handle. It could be like just 98, 97, I don't know. Little handle. That's all we need. Just a little pause time to reconsolidate. Could very well see that. Reddit was another one I tweeted out. Has a decent case for something that's moving slow enough that the cloud on these settings will catch this with the inverted head and shoulders and the move into the cloud. So I like keeping an eye on this one personally at like 124 as an alert. Let it chop around. If it doesn't trigger, it doesn't trigger. Also, it's hilarious that coin gets in the S&P and then they announce this breach. But this trade to me played out again. Like, we can talk about coin versus coin L. and edge-to-edge setups there. The issue is when you take leverage trades, at least when I do, I don't ever look at leveraged versions of the chart. I look at the spot chart and then apply the leverage, right? So like same thing with MSTU, you know, it has the edge-to-edge thing. It's basically an altcoin chart, but if you're bearish MSTR, why are you holding MSTU? Not that anybody's saying that, but I would like same thing with QQQ versus TQQQ. If you're trading QQQ and TQQQ, and I did this, we talked about this way back here. I was saying I took a TQQQ trade, stopped myself out somewhere down here. I guess it was like 5, whatever the 513-ish equivalent was. Maybe it was slightly higher, whatever. I was using the QQQ chart as my stop loss levels for the leverage chart. So I think that makes more sense to me than, like, we can chart TQQQ. It still looks fine. I just think you got to be careful when you're only looking at the leverage chart. I guess that's the takeaway. All right, what else did I miss here? Is LedgerCast still a thing? Gotta ask your boy Brian. You gotta ask your boy Brian. I'm here. I live here, so Brian's busy living life. You know, if he ever wants to stream, I'm game. Yeah, CleanSpark, just like a lot of the miners, looks like a decent setup into next week. Have I ever used TD sequential? I've looked at it. I've tried to make sense of it. Just wasn't for me. How do you use size in smaller memes? Like I was saying with the pie chart, that you have to answer that question for yourself. So it's very hard for me to answer sizing questions. This is a request from someone in the audience. Lemiao ETH. Looks like, to me, the trade is done. You got your edge to edge. So I wouldn't expect anything more out of that. In the near term, Doge closed last night plus 23%. That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. We were talking about Tesla. Like, I think Tesla's cancer, okay? I like Elon. I like him pre-MAGA insanity. The world hates the guy, and it hates the brand. That has not mattered here. What has mattered here is the technicals. If you're on an island, you don't get the news, you don't know anything about Elon, and you're just trading this. This is an edge-to-edge setup. That played out. That's it. Is there anything else to do here? No. Is this an entry? No. It's an exit. And I talked about this on a few of the videos. We talked about it on stream. It doesn't matter what the name is. It helps that these names, if they're retail driven or widely traded, just like in crypto, the names at the top of the market cap list did way better than names way down the list, right? And the same for legacy. Same for legacy. Would I consider closing STX? No, for me, I don't really care. So I think the difference between me and most people is like, I'm willing to just hold a lot of nonsense. If you're still bullish BTC in the next 3 to 6 months, like, I don't really care what STX does. Okay, it goes to 50 cents. It goes to wherever. I don't really care. To me, it still looks okay. It looks fine. But, you know, if you're 20x leverage and you're in for 98 cents, then yeah, you're probably super nervous here. I just don't care. I just don't care. Now, if this starts to draw head and shoulders into June, then I'll start to care. But here, it's still in the cloud, so I just don't care. You trade technicals? Name all the indicators. That's what somebody said. That's not exactly what they said. I like cloud and I like chart patterns. Those are my top two. H bar, sure. H bar, a few more, then we'll get out of here. H bar looks like a lot of these others. It set up beautifully. It just hasn't quite gone anywhere yet. That's it, you know? And this is why I tell people you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful taking every single one of these trades, because inevitably they tend to work out for the high volume names that are higher on the list, high market cap. Some of this other stuff, it just tends to disconnect a lot more. Last month percent return, I can pull it up. I don't know it off the top of my head. In our hedge fund, I don't know the official number, so I just won't say it, but I think it's double digits last month. This month, I also don't exactly remember what it is, but it's positive. Personally, I don't know the number offhand, but it's positive. I'm a bit beyond live, your wallet drained. Yeah, I was using MetaMask on GMX, and I must have done some signature that I shouldn't have done. I don't know. So use a hardware wallet is my best advice. I don't know if that would have saved me, but that's what I wasn't doing. Affirm. Yeah. It looks like an inverted head and shoulders cloud breakout. I don't like it. This is like a hybrid of everything we've talked about today, because it didn't quite have a massive cloud. It had a pattern. It's sort of broken out. If you like the name, I think you just buy this and just keep adding. You know, just DCA if you like something like this. It's got everything. It just doesn't have a cloud that's bullish yet. So the idea would be you have some position on that's decently sized when it breaks out, and then you can keep adding to that. You know, it's just like, what is the measured move here? 74 to 91. It's kind of like this Schwab chart, same kind of deal where it's like this thing. Like, this is this is a multi-year setup that tried to break out like 4 times, looked like it was a fake out, and now it's almost at all-time highs. I still think this is a great risk-reward setup, especially now in the market relative to everything else. This is like the Maker BTC chart. It's going to take 6 to 12 months for this to get there, but if it does, you know, it would make sense. It would make sense. Hood, I was saying I like cup and handle. XTZ Tezos? Or do you mean XYZ? Block? Block looks horrific. I don't think I'm ever going to take a trade on this ever again. Similar to anything that just trades like garbage. Like, okay, you know, you lost me. You lost me. You lost me. Yeah, fundamentals on uni not reflecting. That's the tough part. I want to believe in the fundamentals. I want to believe in headlines. I want to believe in everything that should matter. I want to believe. I'm with you. The issue is, my learned experience is it doesn't matter. Like, most of the time, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Unfortunately, somebody asked about XMR BTC. Let's go to Kraken. Kraken. Sure. What's like give me a longer history on this. Bitfinex have it? No. Poloniex? There we go. There we go. Yeah, you know, if I like Sol BTC, I can't hate on this chart. But again, the issue is like, it consolidated for 3 years and then broke down. Okay, I don't like seeing that. That doesn't give me confidence that this thing is ever going to go anywhere. That's the tough part. Just buy. Put a sell limit at $1. Yeah, bro. Just buy some Doge. Put asks at $1 and walk away. Easy as. Buying blood is bad. Buying blood is such a massive panic. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me. I'm not. If you're talking about UNH, I assume. Um, Crazy chart. Crazy. Now you could justify it on the daily. You could say that's a dragonfly. You've got some gaps. You've got some gaps to fill, obviously. Crazy chart. If it's a newly launched ETF, I really have nothing to say about it. Just because there's no history, you know. Boeing. Oh, Boeing. Kind of like AMD. This thing. What a mess. What a mess. I got nothing for you. Like, it doesn't trend. It looks like a random walk up and down. I have no idea. Just looks ugly. Just looks ugly. TKC clamp, the outcome is mean reversion, which in this case would be bearish. All right, a few more than I have to go. GME. I'm still looking for the gem of the day. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe MOS and Prime are my two favorites today. GME, yeah, I was saying, like, sure, it's above the cloud. It's kind of like Ripple, right? It looks like Ripple. It's just, when I'm like hesitant, it's the sizing confidence thing. Like, how much would you trust to trade this? That's a personal thing. For me, I don't know. Maybe I'd throw some money at it. But it's GME. Let's be real. MSTR is levered BTC. You shouldn't look at the MSTR chart either. I agree, Chuck Norris. You can trade MSTR off of the BTC chart. And that's what I did today by closing MSTR. And that's what I did a couple days ago by closing MSTU. I'm not going to disagree with you. If you're looking at this and you're worried that it's going to pull back like I am, then yeah, maybe you shouldn't be fully levered up, right? I was happy with the duration of the trade, the return of that trade. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. That's why I took profit. Brian is prepping for Congress. Not that I know, but maybe. Market cycle timing. You can go to the Setup Sunday video I did. I run through a bunch of those indicators, but if you just go to CoinGlass, let me just pull it up here. What is it called? Like bull. It's like a weird bookmark. If you Google CoinGlass bull market, bull cycle, maybe that'll work. Let me just check. Yeah, here we go. Bull market peak signals. There's a giant list of things you can watch. You closed MSTR on Monday. See? You're doing great, Chuck Norris. Thanks, Karen. Can you tell us about the settings of your cloud? Yeah, Jad, I said 20, 20, 60, 120, 30. Boom. Rivian looks great to me, Giovanni. I think it's going to 30. So, you know, it's taken 6 years to break down. I think you just let it play out. SMLR. Someone asked, I think that was somebody from the Discord asked about that. I don't like this chart here. There's zero justification in my mind to buy this here. Similar to a lot of the charts I've been talking about today, if you take 3 years to consolidate, break out, and then immediately give it all back, I don't feel great about that. I don't feel great about that. So I don't know. Maybe you watch this on the daily for an edge to edge. I guess like set an alert like 37. Let's set an alert together, chat. There you go. 37 on SMLR. I don't love it though. KULR. This looks better. This looks better. Adam and Eve, clear as day. Edge to edge setup, clear as day. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Is this the chart of the day? It might be. Might be the chart of the day. Looks really good. I'm gonna add it to my mental list here. My old school pen and paper. For MSTR, the next setup, I don't know, it just needs time. I got nothing for you. I have no idea. 3:30. Just needs time. Stark, I don't really have anything to say on that one. It doesn't have enough data. Renko, I think the issue that I found with a lot of these like weird candlesticks is like just a video production thing. Like if I'm doing tons of commentary on markets and people have no idea what Renko is and I have to explain it every time. Like that's one of the reasons I never really deviated into like Heikin-Ashi, which is also really good. You could use Heikin-Ashi as a trailing stop loss as well. It's pretty straightforward. When you get 3 red candles on the daily, you're out. You can backtest that. Backtest that. Tell me, let me know. But 3 red candles and you're out. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I never really played around with much of that other stuff. Created a playlist. I have a video next week I was going to do on that very question, just because I haven't done one of those in a while, asking about indicators. Yes, Legacy Cloud is 1852, 104.26. Where would you enter Rivian if you were not? I like it today. I like it tomorrow. I like it. I think it looks phenomenal. I keep adding every day. I'm just DCAing Rivian. I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even care if it pulls back 50%. I just think the chart looks insane. I could be dead wrong on this, okay? But I think it looks insane. Even if it goes to 30, that's great. It measures to crazy levels. I'm not as confident as I was on Hood. Like Hood back here, I don't know if many of you were around, but I was talking about Hood like every day when it was consolidating down here. I get similar vibes on Rivian. Hood took a year after the breakout. Still looks like it's, ready to go again at some point here. But yeah, I like Rivian. 1 inch. All right, a few more, then I gotta go. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Let's go Kraken weekly. Don't love it. Nah, I don't like anything that looks like this personally. Not on the weekly. Daily looks better, but I don't know. Not for me. Oh, Pro. Frontier. Okay, I can see it. A little bit of a W there. A lot of those going on in the market. SPGI. S&P Global. Yeah. It still needs a right shoulder, but I don't hate it. IVZ. This is another one I'm holding that's a piece of junk, but very small size. Similar to a lot of this stuff that consolidated for years and then just didn't go anywhere. I don't feel great about it. Don't feel great about it. EXPN. Yeah, it's got my favorite pattern, which is not my favorite pattern. This thing, megaphone. It's a nightmare to trade that. Smooth Taikanashi. Somebody needs to make a count on how many times someone asked me about ENA. It's just I just find it interesting. Zig, me personally, I will eat ENA for another month and a half. I don't care what the price is. That's just me. That's not everybody. Adam. Last chart. Let's make it a good one. Spoiler alert. It's not a good one. It looks okay. The issue is, this is the issue, right? It just kind of historically has been kind of garbage. That's the problem. That's the problem. Hasn't been able to hold on to any of the highs. That's the problem. What does dominance look like today? Surprised no one asked me. Imagine having putting your whole reputation on the line talking about dominance. Imagine. Still looks fine. Still looks bullish. Last call, says Joey. That's right. 2-day. Oh yeah, Chuck. We do all sorts of crazy stuff here. 2-day, 3-day. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Last one. Bonus chart. An encore. A Bravo. CELH. Oh, we were looking at this one. Must have been last week or a couple weeks ago. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. That's an entry yesterday, today. Kind of wonky looking chart, but oh, that's the 3-day. I don't know. Looks okay. Slow mover, but I don't hate it. Yeah, I looked up Meow ETH. It looks, the chart, it looks done. It looks done. I looked at XTZ. There's nothing there, right? What do you want me to say? I'll say this again. You got to be careful going way down the market cap list, thinking this is the one. You got to be careful. A lot of this stuff just doesn't work out. Posting your Twitter an hour and was wondering why I couldn't see it. Ah, okay. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. If you're watching this on the recording, you want me to look at anything, let me know. I read all the comments. We looked at Ray. I think it looks fine. And I will see everybody for Setup Sunday. That's all I got for this one. Bye-bye. Tezos does look like total trash.